So tell me one thing, like if somebody wants to start their own business, what is the first thing they should do to start it?
The product is the key, I'll tell you that.
So tell me, like in export, what is the biggest challenge you see according to the law, everything? Like what is the biggest challenge?
The first and most important challenge for me was finding a good buyer for myself.
What documents you need to export?
The first certificate comes is IEs.
You just need to know where it is, like from where you can pick the right product.
Farmers in India, they are very polite. They'll tell you everything.
Which country is the biggest challenge for you?
Europe is the toughest market to export.
Hello and welcome to the Yogi Show. Today I have a guest who has taken a business from a small town to the international market, who is doing really well in the export business, and he's taking the spices and whatever the products they have into international market, and he's building a really good value of the company in the market. So please help me to join my friend Nishil Patel on the show. Hi Nishil, how are
Yeah,
you?
I'm good, Yogesh. How about you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you
I
for
hope
coming.
I hope your viewers would be very happy and thrilled to know that how the whole industry works. And yeah, let's get started. I'm very happy, and let's see how it goes.
Let's see. I believe people are going to be very happy to see it, and they're going to know, a lot of things like informative things and all. So let's get started. My first
Yeah,
thing,
we all in the yep.
the first thing I want to shoot at you is like, you were in Canada, you were doing really well, but what made you pursue to go into your family business and take it to the different height?
Well, Yogesh, when I was young, when I was studying in Canada, I was doing very fine with myself. But when we talk about business, the first word comes to my mind, it's legacy. So
Sure.
yes, it has been 5 years now. You would be thrilled to know when I came to India, I was just here for a week and a half.
Oh, wow,
I
okay.
was in
Okay.
break, yeah, but when I saw how poorly the industry was, how they were managing everything, my parents, they were
Sure.
doing a great job. But
Yeah.
you know, the kind of technology they were using, the ways, the methods. When I did my MBA and after that, when I saw them struggling, I couldn't resist. And I never, when I was a kid, I never wanted to become a business person because I've
Okay.
always seen my dad cursing the
Sure.
business because it takes a lot of time and persistence, and you have to be
Sure. Sure.
consistent. But when I graduated and I used to work for a company in Canada, when I came back to India, I realized why should I be a manager when I can be a CEO?
True.
And
Today you are.
I have a very firm belief in my life that it's better to answer to your investors rather than your manager,
True.
because you will get something out of it, right?
True.
At
True.
the
And you're
end of the
working for
day,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, of course, of course, of course. And yeah, I mean, that's how I decided that I'll do something in retail, and it was my dream. I used to tell my English friends that, that India is so crowded that even if you conquer 1% of India, where your
Yeah.
margin is 0.10p a product, still you'll
Okay.
be a healthiest man in India.
Oh, wow.
Because
Wow. So it's
because
population.
because yeah, of course, of course. But slowly and steadily, when I came to India, I started working with local suppliers and vendors. They are good, but they understand very less. In India, we say like hoti hai, chalti hai. So
Yeah.
there's some psychology, the whole Indian business industry works. But when it comes to exporting, there are some hurdles. We also face some hurdles. But yeah, we
Yeah.
are doing fine now. And that's how, I decided to join my family
Join your
business.
family
And
business and take it to different. Oh, that's really beautiful. But tell me one thing, like if somebody wants to start their own business, what is the first thing they should do to start it?
first thing, the product is the key. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Not so to all the viewers, no matter in which industry you are pursuing or in which industry you guys are building, just remember market research is a key important part.
True.
Second is there should always be demand of your product, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you cannot sell arrows to the garment guy. So
Yeah.
there should always be a demand for your product. Always consider what would be your target audience, or what would be your target and core customer. You have to know them very well.
Very well true.
uh, Apart from that, you will need initial capital, of course, because without capital you cannot scale. And also you need some basic certifications and
The knowledge
regulatory.
and like the market and
Apart from that market, or there are some laws and there are some certificates which you need to obtain to be
hmm
able to export from India. And apart
hmm
from that, each and every country has their different guidelines of which exporters can export them and which cannot. You can find
Okay.
everything on any country's portal and any country's immigration portal. It's
Okay.
widely available on internet. It's not a big thing.
So
But
for
yeah,
the export,
the most important thing is capital, product, and quality control should be in your hand. That's the first part.
oh,
Because
that's really again.
when we are dealing with B2B in locally India, we can easily
Okay.
communicate. But for
Okay.
the export products, the volume is so big, and you just cannot say that it slipped my mind. So you have to be very consistent about the quality. Apart
Yeah.
from that, you have to be very, very, very consistent.
So you need consistency in this business as well.
Of course, because the sample which I have provided you,
Okay.
until and unless we are doing the business together, it can be 10 years, 15 years, 25 years. The quality of product should not change
Yeah. True. Makes sense.
because the whole export business works on trust.
So how do you build that trust with the person who is like, thousands of mile away from you in some different countries? So how do you build that trust with those people?
So for building trust, what me and my parents did that far back. They used to talk about how they operate, what's their ideology. But
Okay.
as we live in technology world, what we do is, first of all the production practices, whichever we are implying, we
hmm
have documented very well. We
Okay.
have recorded, and when we go visit customers at their
hmm
offices, we try to show them as much as possible that this is how we operate. This is what we have built, all the machines,
Okay.
what all the machines, all the labors, how do they work. And apart from that, legacy, as I'm telling you, I'm a third generation business owner, so it's
Oh,
easy,
okay.
it was here for me, but my first generation struggled a lot.
Definitely.
So
First
I
generation then.
mean, see, even I know that a customer is seven seas beyond. I mean, he's sitting in some other country, but he's still a human, right?
True, true.
And all the business people I have met around the world, they have one trait in common: they trust easily.
And I think this business is all about trust. If you can't
And
trust, then you can't do it.
relation building, and what happens is, see, what industry I pursue, it's an agriculture industry.
Okay.
So the commodities and the products which we are selling, like spices, nuts, dry fruits, I cannot
Okay.
manufacture, right? I am
True, true,
just a
true.
processor. I'm cleaning the
Okay.
products, sending it to you.
You're just a
So
middleman.
yeah, no, no. Apart from that, I'm buying from farmers with the mud, stones in it, everything in it. I'm
Oh,
cleaning
okay.
it, I'm taking it, and I'm sending it to you. So I cannot see what happens with manufacturing businesses. There is always a mold. You need to follow it.
All
Every
it,
time the production would be 100% same.
true, true, true.
But when the product is fragile, when the product is time sensitive, when the product is I think not only in agriculture industry, but a lot of industry would be there, that they need to be there on time. There should be a referred container to export it. Let's talk about onion. Maybe not many people would know, but onion can get rotten in 12 days, and
Oh,
you
wow.
cannot ship
Okay.
anything around the world in 12 days, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some ways people are doing it. So what I'm telling
It's
is, each and every time there would be issues, there would be problems, but as a business owner we cannot run from there. We have to accept it, provide the discount and move further. Because if you will be rigid and if you will
Yeah.
be very strangled on your decision,
Hmm.
eventually what happen is you lose your customer base, and no one wants that in business, correct?
So true, true. So I see
So
there's so many challenges in this business, you know.
there are brighter sides as well. There are brighter
Well,
sides.
definitely there is good and bad. So tell me, like in export, what is the biggest challenge you see according to the law, everything? Like, what is the biggest challenge? Mention me those two ones.
When we go to trade shows, I see a lot of young people as your audience,
Okay.
running from stall to stall, supplier to supplier, buyer to buyer, just to get a hold of a single buyer. So the first and most important challenge for me was finding a good buyer for myself.
Okay.
The second thing was not, I mean, when firstly we started importing nuts from California and Africa, we didn't had market research on our hand. So that was the
Okay.
biggest, like, apart from that, when I myself started I did my first mixed container in Germany, and I still
Wow.
remember was relied on that customer particularly for 3 years.
Wow.
And on fourth
Yes.
year, 3 years, yeah, I was like, he's my only buyer, he's my only buyer, he's my only
Okay.
buyer.
Okay.
But as soon as I started contacting to other people around the
People.
same region, maybe I got 10 times the business now.
Yeah,
So
and the
you
way for you
can't
got
be,
open more.
yes, you cannot get stuck on one customer.
True.
And a lot of people also ask me this question is, how do you secure your payment?
Um, how do you do that?
It's,
I will ask that
I
same
mean,
thing because I don't know even.
so this is where everything gets tricky. So
Okay.
what happens is I'll say you a scenario. See, there is always a buyer. You are not
Okay.
going to birth a buyer, right?
True,
Are you
true.
going to make a buyer? No, there is
No, you can't.
always
Yeah.
a buyer. He's buying from someone and he is going to
You
buy
just
from you
integrate.
according to you. So you'll
Yeah.
go up, you will approach him. He'll tell you, yeah, your quality is good. We can always negotiate on price, blah, 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 blah. But at the end, everything comes on the payment structure. So what when my family started this exporting business, they started with 100% advance payment.
Oh
But
wow.
now it's very rare to see. I mean, now maybe when you will tell this to your customer would laugh at you, and
Laugh
he'll
at
be
you.
like, "Come
There's
on,
so
I've been
many.
doing it."
True,
Yeah,
true.
because see, what's happening is the suppliers are growing day by day, but buyers are getting less,
Less.
getting smaller in quantity.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
what I suggest is you should always have some leverage over buyer.
Okay.
It can be your product or your communication.
Makes
There are
sense.
only
Makes sense.
two ways. If your product is seven wonders of the world, then then the
That's a
customer
different thing.
would never hesitate for it. If you are into business like mine, there are only three ways. One is 70% CAD, which is cash against documents,
Okay.
and 30% on advance basis.
Okay.
The second way is you can always go through middlemen, which is commission agent.
Okay.
They take full
That's
guarantee of goods, and it's easier that way. And third thing, if you don't want to export it by yourself, you can always supply to the one who is exporting.
okay.
The
So
way
who's
we-
already in that business?
So that also comes with two major benefits. First is when you are new in the industry, you don't know what quality to export, right?
True.
But if you go to that exporter who is already exporting and you tell him that I want to be your supplier, so he'll teach you without any
Good.
money. It's a life
Okay.
hack. He'll teach you without any money. He'll tell you, okay, you need to supply me, you need to follow these regulations. So you do
Mm.
that and year or two, and then that's how you know
And that's
what's
how you
needed.
learn a lot. True. True.
And when it comes to payment, again, 100% is on trust. But generally, see, I am a seller as well as I am a buyer, so I know the both tracks. So I'll tell you one main thing is always make your buyer sign non-objection certificate.
Okay.
In export term, it's called NOC. It
Yeah.
states that due to lack of fund or not relying according to quality, so and so buyer is not
Okay.
ready to keep the goods, and I, as a company, can sell it to anyone where I want.
Okay.
So, Yogesh, it's not that simple that you stuff a container and send it to Germany.
So
Once
like,
that container has reached Germany, you cannot call it back.
true, because you spend a lot of money to
You
clear it
need
even.
NOC. You need NOC from the buyer to whom you sold that goods, right? Then only their custom department. See, once the container has landed in Germany, it's Germany's property, not Indians.
Okay. So I think this business is all about trust. Like every business is all about trust. And I think more than money, if you don't trust each other, then there's no business. There's this business not gonna
So
work.
true, but or at initial stage, it's very hard to build trust when you are a new company, no one knows you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
really,
mean,
I
what I
think that's
believe
more
is,
challenging.
yes,
Okay.
and what I believe is this is all about ducking the problems and looking for opportunities. It's
I agree.
it's way too, but yeah, you have to, yeah, but see, before investing your time and money, you have to very sure about the product you're exporting and the price you set your product at.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on to other thing, what documents you need to export? Like if I want to do export business, what documents I need? Like you mentioned NOC. So what else document we need?
I'll tell you the basic documents from India if you need to export. The first certificate comes is IEC, Import Export Code. You need that code to export anywhere.
Okay.
Whenever you are whenever you are preparing your export documents, the
Hmm.
first thing you can get it easily from DGFT. All you have to do is you have to give them your registered business number and
Okay.
rest everything, every detail about yourself, and
Okay.
they can make it happen very quickly. The second thing you need, of course, to operate in India before IEC, you need GST, which is Goods and Service Tax certificate.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
GST number, it's your identity, it's your company's identity that how long have you been to business.
Okay.
The third thing you need is custom clearance certificate.
Okay.
This certificate will be provided to you by custom clearing agent when they will whenever you will load the goods,
Okay.
they'll check the goods. There is no illegal things in your container, and after that
Containers.
they'll
Absolutely.
the other important thing is FSSAI license. It's only for food ingredients if you're exporting food ingredients. I don't know
Okay.
about INC or batteries, I don't know.
But about the
You also
food.
need a certificate of origin that where is your product from.
Okay.
That is also provided to you from custom clearance. And lastly you need phytosanitary certificate. So that certificate suggests that you don't have any pest or insects in your seeds which you are exporting to other countries,
Okay.
because I don't know if your viewer know or not, but there are some plants and there are some seeds which are banned, and there are some insects as well, which are banned in some foreign countries because, let's say, mooth, mooth. They cannot be. I mean, any goods containing mooth in it,
Okay.
that goods cannot be exported because countries like Europe, they believe that it's the major cause of cancer.
Wow.
You
Okay.
won't believe some countries in Europe. I really remember that they need non-pesticide product for sure. They have given 512 chemicals to all the laboratories
Okay.
that whenever you are sampling a goods for US for Europe
Market.
standard, Those
Okay.
512 chemicals cannot be in any product exporting to Europe. That's why a lot of businesses has
It's
been
yeah,
shut
it's so how do
because
you
see,
manage this challenge in
so
like
what happens?
domestic
You
market
have
and
to procure
international market?
smart.
How do you manage
You have to procure smarter.
and how you
See,
do that?
there are okay. You wanna have the whole answer? I'll give you the whole answer. So what happens
Yes.
is farming in India. There are two kind of farming. One is natural farming. The other is forcible farming.
Okay.
What What do you mean by forcible farming? When a land is not capable of growing such seed, but
Hmm.
by putting pesticides and other harmful chemicals into the land, you grow that crop anyhow.
Okay.
Farmers grow that crop anyhow.
Anyhow,
So
true, true.
we as a procuring team, what we do is what we and my team does is we go to places where the seeds or our whatever our customer demands has been grown naturally without any pesticides.
Okay, so you need to check that as well.
No, we being
You
in
don't do that.
industry, being in the industry from last 15, 16 years, we have that information with us that from let's just say let's talk about Rajasthan. When I say cumin seed, everyone say
Okay.
kunja, but it's from Rajasthan. That's where they grow it. So
But there
when I need
is
to find organic and pesticide free cumin seed, I cannot go to maybe Abu Road or Sirohi to buy it. I have to go to Mewar or maybe Jaipur because I know that that side of the Rajasthan can cultivate purely organic cumin compared to this part of the Rajasthan. So it's all about you have to be into the industry. You have to and
you just know
apart,
the what
yeah, please.
you just need to know where it is like, from where you can pick the right product and
You know, farmers in India, they are very polite. They'll tell you everything.
actually
You
I
have to
know
go to farmer
I
to
know I
farmer.
belong from a
Okay,
farming family. I know.
we all are from, right? So,
Yeah.
time on time, you have to talk to farmer. They'll tell you that if you need such and such products, you'll need to go to Jaipur, not over here. And
Okay.
you have to, as I told you, you have to duck the problems and look for opportunities.
Fortunate, straight. So
Yeah, I mean,
how do you find buyers and the set like the buyers and the people like I would say partners in other countries?
what I'll say is there are a lot of and there are a lot of platforms like B2B platforms. There are trade fairs. There are export promotion councils. LinkedIn is one of the main thing. You can always work on trust building. But what happens is all these are the whichever I have mentioned.
Yeah.
It's everything is available online. But I'll give you a hack which I want to use, which I use for myself as well. So I'll tell you over and over. Okay. So B2B platforms, what's negative? I won't say what's positive about that because everyone knows. I'll tell you what
Okay.
negative. So when a newcomer go and start finding buyer internationally, the first thing we all do is we search it on internet.
Yeah.
But internet, I mean, it's not 100% reliable, right? You have to check each and every buyer. So what I believe is always go to a trade council and look
Okay.
for put analysis data.
Mhm.
So once you get that, I mean, it's a whole Excel sheet. It gets updated month by month.
Okay.
So what you can do is make a list out of company you want to target in. Apart from company, when you will look at the data, you will get to know that which country is the highest importer of your product which you are exporting from India, right?
So
So what I need you and your viewers to do is look at that trade data, find biggest companies who are exporting. Now, the next step comes how to meet those companies, right?
yeah.
So what old generation used to do was they used to go to trade shows, find that particular person, and then talk to him. But it's like finding a needle in a haystack, right? Because when you go to trade fair,
Yeah.
I've been
There's
to
so many.
I know there are millions of people over there. There are I don't think maybe thousands of stalls, thousands of people roaming here and there. So what happens in trade show is, let's say I met Mr. Yogesh on a trade show.
Okay.
Mr. Yogesh is so busy procuring so many things. Mr. Yogesh only gave me 10 minutes of his time.
Okay.
For the rest of the day, he met 200 people like me.
Okay.
And he have to do this continuously across the trade shows. I mean, if the trade show is for 5 days, he's meeting 1,000 people at a time.
Okay.
So what happens is you get out of his mind.
So, okay. So
You
moving
have
on.
his card, you have his card, you have his number. But what we all did, what I will do is, hi sir, I met you at trade show. But he's getting thousands of the same messages. How
So
can you
you
differentiate
remember,
us?
you just need to be something special.
So what I believe is, see, trade show, when you go to international trade show, there are expenses, right? You have to
Yeah.
book your flights, you have to book your stay, blah 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 blah. So what I believe is, before targeting to any particular customer, target to a country first.
Okay.
Let's say I've targeted my next target is Dubai, for an example.
Okay.
So what I'll do is, from that trade data, I'll pick out the biggest companies. I'll go to Dubai when there is no trade show and everyone is free.
Okay. So you just use that hack. Okay.
Yeah, see, now it's always better to meet someone in private than in a public or
Public.
crowded place, right? So what we
True.
do is, there's a company's name, you can find that company's address on Google, right?
Yeah.
Just go to that company. A lot of people will say they won't give me meeting,
Okay.
correct? But you have to be rigid about it. You can go to the counter and you can tell lady or maybe receptionist, whoever it is there. You can tell them that I want to meet your purchasing manager. How can I? They'll tell you that purchasing manager is not available. I don't know how you can meet him. Here is number. You can call to him. No, ma'am, I haven't came this far to have his number. I already have one.
Okay.
If not today, not tomorrow, I am here in your country for a week. Please let me know when can I meet him.
You just
And
need
then
to
she'll
like
tell you,
push
and
it.
then receptionist will tell you that, oh, he's very busy this week, blah 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 blah. But you see, in trade shows there are thousands of gates, but at his office it's only receptionist. So you have to convince her that I can meet him only if you let me. You have to be
Okay.
a bit big about it.
You just be a cheeky and just play like butter up
Yeah,
nicely, you
yeah,
know?
of course.
Okay.
And boss, I'm telling you, you will get it 100 times. You'll get it for sure.
Alright. Okay. That's that's
And
that's a
yeah,
nice trick.
I'm
Be
not telling
cheeky.
you that all the 100 companies which you have outlisted will give
Maybe
you
at time
meeting.
too.
But 10 is good, huh?
Even if you get whatever slowly.
Yeah. You see, those 10 will give you undivided attention, and there are more chances of them being your customer than thousands of people whom you met to trade shows. I'm talking
Okay.
about people who are starting. I'm not talking about people who are already in the industry. I would
Yeah.
suggest people who are already into the industry to put up a stall in any trade show.
Okay.
You
I
know what
think
I'm saying?
I'm like,
You don't
yeah,
have
I learned.
anything to lose here.
Yeah.
Once you book that flight, you're not coming back until you have 10 customers with you. Make that your dream and it
Just
will
make
be.
a mind and just true. I feel like we what we are talking, it's really informative and I'm learning something new about this business as well. And I'm really enjoying it. I wouldn't lie, like it's really informative and I believe the viewers gonna enjoy some. Okay,
My
Nishil, tell.
grandfather always told me one thing, that Nishil, we are not into exporting business, we are not into commodity business, we are into people business. We have to crack people first.
That's he said something really nice. Like I think every exporter should think about it. Like they think like that only that you are into people business. That's really nice. Okay, Nishil, tell me in the quick words. Okay, what technology, what technology changed into your business in a in the points. What would you say?
In points, I would say trade portals, when trade portals started, paid trade portals I'm talking about, it made everything easier. WhatsApp, back in the time, 10 years back, my brothers, they all were using Gmail or Skype. But
Okay.
now, customer is just a phone call or maybe just a WhatsApp text away.
Okay.
The
So,
third thing was machine automation. So what we do is we save on labor,
okay.
and the saved money we send it. I mean, we transfer it to our customer in the form in the name of discount.
Okay.
So industrial technology is booming in India, and someone wants to make a business out of it. It would be a great opportunity in India to start it. Apart from that, what I'll say is automation, mainly automation. And apart from that, this COVID has taught us that employees don't need any boundaries. So Zoom call was one of the key
The
feature
key,
helped
true,
us.
true. So that's what
There
we're
was
doing today.
Skype. There was Skype back then,
Skype.
but people were not a lot aware about it. And
Yeah.
people were
And
not
then
ready to show their faces. But as we are into 20th century, everyone loves to be on Instagram and
Instagram.
everyone loves on
True,
camera
true.
as well. Technology plays an important role if you are doing a great business and team management specifically. Because what used to happen is only 5 people used to export from my family. Now we have a
Okay.
staff of 150 employees. So to manage all those people, technology played a very important role. But yeah, again, finding buyer, you have to do it the same old way.
So you can't say that old is always gold, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, of course.
So with all your experience in a business, what advice would you give to the people who wants to come to the business in this?
What I'll say is adaptability is the key.
Okay.
Never, never run after what's trending now. We all have seen, right?
Yeah.
Always be a trendsetter. If you want to export traditional product, there are enough suppliers in it.
Okay.
Always look for value addition.
Okay.
Let's just say you don't just go and export peanuts. Export peanut butter. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So there
Yeah,
is
mate.
it's not a cluttered market. The other thing I want people to know is customer trust is the main thing. It it matters the most.
Yeah, it is. I believe, yeah.
Third is scaling too early might be risky.
Okay.
If you are going all in, suddenly everything is working for you. There are some points which you are not looking into it.
Okay.
And last but not least, exporting requires patience. You cannot build a 100 crore company in a year or two.
Overnight,
No.
or not even overnight, you can't believe. You need patience, You know, how did you took your company? Like, how did your parents and you guys took this company from a small town, Unja, now which is known for the, cumin spices, and it's really popular in Gujarat now. How do you guys took your company from this small town to the international market and you made your name in the international market?
Uh, Initially, when we started locally first. My grandfather, he used to go to countries nearby and states now. He used to supply locally first. After that, we had 7 offices in India
Okay,
to know customer base and to know that there is a market fit for our product, which we had in our hand.
okay,
Slowly and steadily, we started exporting to nearby countries which are just few hours away, like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal.
okay,
After getting confidence into those countries and trust became a main thing, slowly
okay,
and steadily started attending trade shows where we used to show them our factories, how the whole process is being. And from a very first day, we were very transparent about the practices. We never told that we had a factory when we didn't. We never
okay,
lied to someone.
okay.
And
So
we
you just always
started
try to keep it clear.
Yeah, and apart from that, see, even if you have a factory or not, doesn't matter. The price should be on point that customer would say, okay, let's start.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, that's how slowly and steadily we entered into UAE, then we entered into Europe, then we entered into Latin America, and lastly we entered into Northern America. So today we are exporting into 45 plus countries. We have 47 products in our hand. We have been doing it from last 18 years now, and yeah, everything worked out. I
So
mean,
which country gives you like you feel like which country is the biggest challenge for you according to the rules and regulations?
I think Europe now, when I talk about now, I'm talking about from last 3, 4 years. Europe is the
Mhm.
toughest market to export any eating things or any edible items.
Yeah.
Because as I told you before that there are a lot of regulations now. And yeah, Australia is also one of the craziest country to export because when you export seeds
Mhm.
to
Okay.
Australia, you have to get a genetic report of that seed.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oof. Okay.
above Europe, it's Australia. It's toughest to
So, oh,
export in
stuff
Australia.
is, yeah, because you need to find the genetics. Wow, I think that's really tricky.
You
Okay.
know, the generic report costs around 47,000 Indian rupees. A report.
So in pounds around 470 pounds something, which is a
Yeah.
lot.
It's a lot. I'll tell you some commodities when we talk about maybe soya bean or peanuts. $50 per metric ton is your profit.
Okay.
Just imagine spending $450, 450 pounds just to get that report cleared.
That's quite expensive. So what if a person wants to start a business and don't have a lot of money? How he can do it? How can he make a successful business?
It's very easy to find some products which are niche in other countries and available in India. Apart from that, value addition is the best part. I've given you an example of peanut
Yeah.
and peanut. There are thousands of products. I'll say flavored nuts. I'll say ready to eat food. Because
Okay.
in India, you can make everything. India has from pin to plane, you can export anything from India. You have to find that perfect market fit. But yes, if you don't have a lot of investment with you, what you need to do is find some product which is very niche. I'll tell you one I'll show you. Wait. This is the product.
What's that? Is it Makana, right?
Here you go. Lotus lily seeds, right?
See, and they said fox seeds, pop
Oak seeds.
seeds.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So what
Okay.
happened? This makhana, it's a cream product. It started, I mean, you can procure it for 60 rupees in India and maybe you can sell it for 6,000 rupees. Back, I mean, 2 years back, no one knew about it. I saw a company, they are doing bamboo toothbrush, bamboo tongue cleaner, bamboo toilet
And the
accessories,
boat, the water bottles and all those things, huh?
water bottles, and yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's very cheaper to find it in India. All you have to do is use your mind and then maybe export
Yeah.
it. You can
Come and
always
sell.
start from a ready product and then get into manufacturing if you don't have funds.
Yeah.
Lesser profit margin is better than loss, right?
Okay.
And without fund, I mean, it's very hard to start a processing as well.
So,
So whoever is starting with low money or low capital, always focus on value addition product. What I'll say is, or maybe personalized products.
okay. So what do you mean
Let's
by
just
personalized product?
So what I mean by personalized product is, let's just say there's a wholesaler in London.
Okay.
He might be selling brands like MDH Masala, Kitchen Express.
Okay.
Or- So what big brands do, they have their own team importing into UK and then
Okay.
distributing to the wholesalers, and then wholesalers will distribute it to the local store owners.
Okay, so
So
that's
what I
a chain, food
by,
chain.
yeah, that's how it works. So when wholesaler sells it to the retailer, they get $1 a pack.
Okay, so there's a
What we
commission behind it.
Nah, not commission. It's a margin fixed by the company for the wholesalers. So what I mean by personalized details is you as a company, if you're starting new, go approach that customer or maybe go approach that wholesaler. When you will approach him, you tell him that I'll make your own brand under $1.
That's
I'll
you just
make
need
the
to
whole
challenge.
pack hold up. I'll make the whole pack under $1.
Okay,
So what your customer see, he is a business, your customer, I mean the wholesaler which I'm talking about, he's already a businessman. All you need to do is put some air into him.
okay. So all you just play with the mind, play with this.
What will happen is it's a marginal business. Even after providing a bottle, $1 to him, you would still make a lot of money. It doesn't matter if you are scaling it or not. For initial, without money for initial time, and for initial time, it's better to focus on profit making rather than just supplying the goods here and there. And always make sure when you have some profit on your hand, don't buy a flashy car or a flashy watch. Reinvest into the business, and then maybe one day you can buy a yacht or Rolls Royce. So why
So
settle
dream
for
big.
less?
I want to say
Yeah,
like,
nah.
I want like
Dream big
single hour.
or act smarter, because a
So
single
I believe
Rolex won't
me,
help you.
I believe until unless I don't get single R in my wrist and double R on my wheel, I want to work hard.
Huh? See, that's the thing.
I want to,
That's how
until
we
then I
all
want.
can, even my family, a lot of viewers will think, he has made it or his family has made it. So it's easier for him. It would be tough for me. No, they also started from scratch, right?
Yeah,
My father, you won't believe, Yogesh, my father used to farm a land on which today my plant is or my factory
oh,
is.
really? Okay.
Used to farm the same land.
Okay. So it's like,
My grandfather, he has seen it all in 75 years. Just
so I can,
imagine today when he visits us at our office, he is always there are tears in his eyes because he remember the day when he used to walk 12 kilometers to farm the same land. And today, I mean, we have 44,000 square feet of area. We are processing more than 14 commodities over there. We employ 100 ladies and 150 males. So what I'm telling you is everyone started from zero, but they
zero.
had their own.
It's
Yeah.
everything starts from the scratch. I think even the life, you starts
Of course,
from the day, like you don't even know that how long you're gonna live, but still you don't give up.
you have to believe in yourself and your product, and every piece will come together.
Yeah, makes sense.
While
Makes
doing export, it's not cherry on the cake. It's not a piece of ice where you'll just keep rolling. No, there will be up and down. But yes, I've told you before and now also,
patient
duck to the problems and look for
for the
opportunities.
opportunity. Okay. Okay, so moving on to one thing. Do you know in all this thing, I think government plays a really important role. Do you see any challenges or support which you say like our governments should change or government is doing a good job?
No matter what government thought or not, but they are always thinking about their customers, their
Okay.
people, their population, customer, and apart from that, what happens from government is they support you in each and every way. So I'll start from, if you want to put up a factory, there is a subsidy for small and large scale, for small and medium scale industry. So
Okay.
maybe up to 1 or 2 crore of investment, government will bear 40% of it. No question asked. Government has government needs to give employments to its people,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So which industries are labor intensive industries like cashew industries. I am also importing cashew from Africa. So
Okay.
cashew industry is labor intensive. So what happens is government is providing a lot of subsidies to put up a cashew plant. Apart from that, even when you export cashew to other countries, government will provide you with some percentage of rebate. So let's
Okay.
just say you have sold goods worth of 100 crores. Cashew specifically 100 crores to countries like UAE or Bangladesh. Our Indian government will give you 5% of the value, just free.
As a bonus.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's really good. I think that's a motivation, I would say
And
that
I'm not
motivates
talking
people.
about only cashew. There are benefits in almost every product. Maybe there can be 0.5%, 1%, 5%, 10%, depending on the product and depending on the labor it needs. Let's just say if you are exporting anything regarding or related to lithium batteries from India, you get 40%.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I believe
government is
like
very
Indian
happy
government, yeah,
nowadays. Because see, we all want India to grow, right?
sure.
So if we need that growth, we need to empower our exporters and large medium scale owners.
Yeah.
Eventually, after 10 years, what will happen is there would be mega factories in India, mega producers, just because government helped them today.
I think that
So last year
supports
when
is
they
really
put
good.
up, yeah, and they are acting quick on it.
Oh, wow. So how do
Yeah.
you, okay, moving into one thing, as you were mentioning about subsidies, if someone wants to, you know, make a agriculture like same business as yours, does government gives any subsidy on that? Do you get any
Yes,
subsidies
there
on
are
the business?
there are always subsidies on each and everything. If you are starting small, if you if you have money and you are investing 10 crore, there is no subsidy in it. But if you are starting from scratch, if you are starting from zero, that's
Okay.
when government help you. And for to know this knowledge betterly and to explore this field, you need to hire a subsidy consultant. It's easily available all over the India. What they'll do
Okay.
is they'll help you open a bank account, they'll help you get loan, they'll help you get subsidy on that particular loan, and they'll help to put up the, they'll even help you with the working capital which you need.
Okay, so they just like make a steps for you and organize
Yeah,
everything.
they'll
Oh,
give you a
that's
whole
really cool.
sheet
That's
that
really cool.
these are the things which I need, and against that you'll definitely get a loan and a subsidy.
Oh, that's really informative, Nishil.
Yeah.
You know,
Government,
so
they
Nishil,
are, yeah.
uh, tell me one thing. Like before we end, if you get the chance, that what would you like to change in the past that you feel like, oh, in the past they were doing something wrong? What you would like to change in today's time? So give me that one highlight that you would say like, oh, that thing I didn't like it, and if I get a chance today, I will definitely change anywhere, even in government, anywhere business.
Uh, no government, no nothing. But I'll tell you one very, I don't think I have ever liked this about our industry. So what happens is we Indians as an exporters,
Okay.
we should not compete with each other.
Oh, so then how is business gonna grow then if you're not gonna compete?
So what happens is I'll tell you there are some products where the exporter which is exporting is making loss
Okay.
just just to sell that product to his customer. Is it viable?
What about the buyers? If there's not gonna be too many, the sellers, exporters, then the market gonna be like,
Buyer, see, if each and every seller, let's just say I'm talking about myself, I live in Unja.
okay,
90% of cumin exported to the world.
okay,
It's exported from Unja, right?
okay. Well, yeah, it's really popular town, and I
So what
think with the
happens is
cumin.
There are only 15, 20 exporters around here.
Okay.
Why can't those 20 exporters make a union and sell it on their price, not the customer's price?
Okay. So you
And
want like a whole
companies,
like
companies around the world are doing it. California is doing it with almonds.
okay.
Uh, China is doing it with garlic.
Okay.
Each and every, see, Kelly, US's biggest agriculture export is almond. 95% of almond which we eat around the world is from California. I am a buyer for them.
What? Okay.
If if I send a message that I need 10 containers of almond, I'll send it to 10 of my suppliers in USA. The prices won't vary until a cent. A cent can be up down, but when we talk about India, it's $50 difference, $70 difference. That
Okay.
cannot be happening. I know I want that kind of unity. And it's
Oh, so
not a
you
new thing. I'm doing
okay. So that's
all
the change
around
you
the
want.
world. Yeah, we are not getting the right value of our product. That's only I want to say. What we are
Yeah.
doing is, okay, my friend gave you this price, I'll give you this price.
Okay.
Just just so I can convert a customer. I'm not getting anything out of it.
Okay. I
So
see.
yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I would like to change this, but it's a very, see, India,
It's a
just
big
because we are very populated country, it's very hard for us to get everyone together. But maybe in a day,
I believe
in a decade or 2 decades, maybe it can be happen. I don't know.
I believe and I pray that one day what your dream is to make a union and sell at your price. I believe that gonna work, finger crossed, and you will reach to the heights where you want to go to. And
Thank you.
thank you, Nishil. Like I believe the viewers had really informative, the podcast which we did it virtually. And I believe this virtual podcast can send a message to the more people. And thank you, Nishil. Thank you for joining us today and giving us time.
Lastly, I want to say just one thing. I am no guru. I have a lot of things to learn as well. But yeah, today I tried to be as honest as I could. And thank you for having me. Maybe my information can help anyone. And thank you for your time, Yogesh. Thank you for having me.
Before we end, what is your company name and where it is located and how people can connect you?
Where I'm from, Jalal Foods Private Limited. We have offices in Dubai as well as Unja.
Okay.
We have been into the industry from last 18 years. You can always reach us at sales@jalalfoods.com. And yeah, we work with all kind of agro commodities, spices, pulses, nuts, dry fruits. We do private labeling as well. As you give
Okay.
me chance,
So, yeah, so the viewer you watching, just you can see like how many products they are exporting in the market. If you want it, connect. He's the right person to get it. Thank you, Nishil. Thank you. And
thank you. Nice to
thank you for
talk to you.
joining us. Have a good day, man. Look after yourself.
Pleasure
Bye.
was all mine. Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye. So thank you for watching this podcast and thank you for giving us time. I hope you like it. And here's Nishil Patel who is doing a business. He's doing his own. And guys, I believe dream big until you can. There's no borders or there's no line for the dreams. So before we finish, take care, look after yourself, dream big, and one day your success will be yours. Thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.